I look at referral sources in two ways. What I term as direct referral sources and then indirect. So direct referral sources would be those people that have the ability to directly refer patients into the practice. Physicians, nurse practitioners, PAs, office staff, front desk staff, the referral specialist, which is a position in large medical practices or surgical practices. That's all they do is write referrals. So that's your direct referral source. And that's been traditionally how, I think in years past, physical therapy practice owners and the staff have built their referral base, is going out to physicians, building relationships with the physicians directly. And so if you talk to PT owners that have been in the business for 10, 15 years, you know, I went to Dr. Smith's daughter's wedding, and they have these bonded personal relationships with physicians first. What I see happening here in the last probably 2 years or 3 years, that those long-term relationships sort of still exist, but sort of don't, with the ACOs and with hospital-based efforts to buy practices. That some of those relationships are now getting semi-tarnished because my friend Dr. Smith, I went to his daughter's wedding, is now owned by the local hospital. And I was a healthcare executive for 15 years, many years ago. And so I know as a hospital executive, I would be at Dr. Smith's office once a month and saying, look at the data. You're sending too many patients over to your friend over here, PT practice ABC. You got to send them to the hospital PT practice. So some of those relationships that owners or PTs may have had in the past are now starting to shift. And so one way to try and maintain those relationships, maybe not with the doctors, is one of the things that I do in consulting is help practices hire practice liaisons. And a practice liaison, some people call them marketing people. I don't like the term marketing. I call them liaisons, practice liaisons. And they basically go out and maintain the face contact with the office staff. And I just had a conversation with a couple PT owners in Massachusetts, have 11 clinics, and they said that we've been in business for 20 years. We don't do any marketing, and we're doing well financially. However, we see some things happening. We see these relationships changing. We're starting to see this social media stuff. We have no idea what that is, which is another conversation altogether. But with the practice liaisons, typically who I hire are people that are just outgoing, friendly, and there's a screening tool that I use to hire these people. They have to be the right talent, right fit. They don't have to be physical therapists or know anything about healthcare. They just love to talk to people. And the first thing is going in the office settings, talking to the front desk. I'm a practice liaison. I'm not here to sell. I'm not a salesperson. I'm a liaison between your patients and mine, ours, and it takes, I call it 30, 60, 90, 12 months out. That's the phraseology I use. I hire a new liaison, 30, 60, 90 days in. They start to learn the practice, get to know the therapist. They'll spend maybe 2 or 3 weeks in each of the clinics, and then I put them out on the street, so to speak. So that's 60, 90 days. They're going out, they're visiting practices. I have a tracking tool. You always have to have some form of a tracking tool. You need to be able to track. I call them the A, B's, and C's. A practices are the ones that you have good relationships with, routinely referring. You probably get 90% of the referrals out of the practice. The B's are the splitters. A couple over here, a couple to this PT practice, a couple over here. So the liaison's focus is on the B's. And the C's are, these are patients that come from practices that probably the doctor has no clue that their patient is even in your facility. So that's how we kind of funnel the practice liaisons toward the direct referral sources. I'm finding now is that physicians are less important to get face contact with, and that I'm finding it's more of the PAs, the nurse extenders, PAs, nurse practitioners, medical assistants. So I send the liaisons, focus front desk, build relationship, get through the gatekeeper, get to the office manager, get to the physician extenders. Because the physicians, to meet their financial needs now, need to see more patients. So years ago, they might have some time to spend with the marketing. They don't have time now. So the first thing is to focus on the direct referral sources, keep face contact, have a tracking tool in place so that you can track on a monthly basis. Some of the disciplines I put in place with practice owners is the monthly referral action meeting, third Wednesday of every month. 10 to 11, here we sit, look at the tracking tool. Where you been? Where we going? Who's up? Who's down? Mm-hmm. And that's the discipline of maintaining the face contact and the knowledge of your referral sources. That's the direct referral source. Now what I'm finding is the indirect referral sources, what I call the word of mouth referral source of your practice, is becoming, in my opinion, more important than the direct referral sources. And I worked with Disney for about 3 years as a health executive developing their service model back in 1996. So I have this Disney background. So I come into my clients with the view of the world of Disney. And part of this is I will say to clients, what are you doing on a day-to-day basis to create opportunities for memorable moments? That's a Disney phrase. Their staff are always looking in the parks, wherever they're doing any movie they design is all about creating opportunities for memorable moments. And if you create these opportunities for memorable moments, are they what I call, quote unquote, buzzworthy? Mm-hmm. So when the patient leaves and they go out the door with an orange or an apple or anything that we're creating that's different within that practice that no other practice in your market is doing, you're creating these memorable moments. You're creating these buzzworthy because the patient goes home. They say, look what Jimmy, my therapist, gave me, the orange or the apple of the day, little stuff like that. I mean, I could go on and on and on. I tell my clients we need to shift. You need to be at least greater than 80%. Any new patient coming in the door, the patient needs to be coming in because of a word of mouth, website, social media, Yelp, my friend, my neighbor, which is typically where it happens. I need physical therapy with the younger consumer population. I'm 59, my mother's 89. My mother will go wherever the doctor tells her to go. Doctor tells me to go over there, I'm old, but I'm not that old. I'll probably go and check online, maybe do a Google review, check on Yelp, maybe. Or I might ask some of my friends because I've been around long enough. Right. Is that really a good practice? And I can get it. My son who's 26, not been around long enough. Doctor said ABC physical therapy. BS on that. I'm going to Strive. And that's where things are starting to shift. So a key metric for my clients, 80% of the people that are coming in your door may come in with a script or referral unless you're direct access. So the front desk staff says, Mr. Bush, I see you got a script from Dr. Smith, but who may I really thank for referring you? Right. Oh, my sister was here 2 years ago and Jimmy was great. We need to capture both of those data elements, track both of those data elements, and that's how you drive your marketing going forward.